there's just so many things in this world that me, as an autistic person, will never understand. It's hopeless. I'll never get it. Apparently. Because I've been told this before in so many things that I thought I got. I thought I understood. It seemed fairly simple. I mean, sure, I'm not going to act that way, but I can kind of see the process behind you acting that way. No, you just don't get it, bro. The way you are, you wouldn't get it. Literally had people tell me this before. They don't know consciously I'm autistic. Maybe they figured it out, but neurotypicals oftentimes just kind of shut out autistic people's viewpoints without really realizing it. And it's all a result of their neurotypical thinking. And I put that in quotations because I wholeheartedly believe the majority of neurotypicals don't fucking think. At least as far as logic and reason is concerned. But logic and reason's annoying, apparently, because if I try it, they get mad. A lot of neurotypicals, they don't want to hear it. Their thought process is, oh, we all collectively think this now? Okay, it's true. It's true now. This is the way it is. You gotta go along with it. Doesn't matter what bullshit they're trying to preach. It's true. They all believe it. All of them. And so, you can raise your hand, but doesn't this happen and this happen and this happen to contradict that? You're the naive one. You're the one just not getting it. Because look, there's a whole group of people here who are getting it, and you're not. So, it's just beyond you, sweetie. You can't understand it. And maybe I can't. I'll never get how it is to not understand the things I believe in. I'm not going to stand up for a cause that I know nothing about. So many people do this. It's crazy. It's crazy. How is it that you're going to protest something or stand up for something and then you don't know the first thing behind it? Well, it's because I belong to this group and this group collectively thinks this. Therefore, I'm going to go along with it. And there's not any thought process past that. So who's not understanding here? You don't understand what you're doing even. Are we just projecting that on me, neurotypicals? The fact that we don't understand anything, therefore no one does? No, because they act like they all get it while you don't. And so I'm here just to say that they don't fucking get it half the time. And that's being generous half the time. They just don't. They don't get it. I've been around people who believe that definitions are subjective. And I'm like, I don't believe that, because then what's the point of the word if there's no meaning? There's just more nuance than you're aware of here, so, you know, it doesn't work the way that you think, and not everyone thinks like you. It's like, I know that. I'm talking to one right now that doesn't think like me. But, at the end of the day, what they don't realize is, they're picking up you have a different perspective, but they're not really internalizing it. There's like a subtlety there to realize that their way of being isn't the only way of being. They don't. They're so used to following and being like everyone else. It's like, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you just being a mindless puppet? Huh? What? It's like, I've been around people who preach for having different perspectives and this and that, and then when a different perspective comes out, it's an issue. It's like, no, we want to be homogeneous a lot of times. So, it's just frustrating, feeling like you understand things to a level that's greater than people give you credit for, but when you take a step back, it's like, I just don't think they really know. They don't realize it. They just see that the way they are, and they see that other people are more like them, so, look at all these people behind me, it must be true. Nah. I just also don't get the fact that I don't need to be like you to understand things about you. Did Jane Goodall not study chimpanzees? Do you think she acts like a chimpanzee? You know, you can study things, you can realize things. And at this point, I'm just kind of like, these neurotypicals are so entrenched in their instincts, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing in a rational sense. They don't. They just kind of follow some vague scaffolding that's just built in, and they mindlessly do it. So, how are they going to catch that they don't know what they're talking about? They're probably not. They're probably not going to. That requires something called thoughts, actual thought, logic and reason. Why do I believe B if I don't have A to back up B? I'm not going to think that far. That is not necessary, because the world doesn't work that way, and autistic people just don't get it. They just don't get it. I think we would have a better world if we started acting more like autistic people. You know? Being more of an individual, trying to conform less. I'm not going to say that we are always ourselves, because a lot of times it's not allowed for social reasons. Sure, there's no real rule stopping us, but there are rules there stopping us from being ourselves. And I can say I'm just getting sick of it. I'm getting sick of being expected to behave like others when they don't even know why they behave the way they do. It's just, why is it never that you don't understand, you don't get everything that I think? It's always the one-way street that I don't get people. Maybe you don't get me. Maybe I'm not so simple that you do get me, like I'm an infant. Maybe. I don't know, that might take some thought. So, just to close this out, a lot of times neurotypicals don't think. They don't. If you present neurotypicals with logic and reason, they get mad. When they collectively think something, that's all there is. Sometimes this can just be political. Sometimes it can be jumping on the autistic person. I've had this happen where somebody misinterprets something and everyone jumps on. And I'm like, I didn't say it that way, I was saying this. And they get more mad at you for trying to defend yourself. It's almost better just to shut up and let them do what they're going to do either way, because they don't like the heterogeneity. There we go, that's better. Besides the point. It's just not okay. It's not okay because doing this stuff, I think, has real bad, lasting consequences, not just for autistic people, but also the individual who gets entrenched in these ideologies of whatever sorts they are. And I'm not saying just political, just any group of people seems to adopt some axioms that aren't necessarily true, and they're not really seeing reality. And it's just fundamentally annoying to me because I see that their reality is not my reality, but then I see that they kind of just bullshit things that are straight up bullshit. And so, do neurotypicals think? Maybe, but they don't do a very good job at it. And so, I think a lot of times autistic people understand neurotypicals more than neurotypicals understand autistic people, not only because there's more of them than us and we have more experience around them, but just simply because we fucking think more. We're not special in so many ways that, it's just like, I think that neurotypicals have a disability when it comes to figuring things out. So, there's my little take on neurotypicals and their thought process.